Zoom, zoom. I don't know why I said that, but I did.
Like the old TV show, Zoom. You remember that?
Yeah.
Just
Oh gosh, yeah, I used to watch that all the time.
Goodness.
Heck yeah.
Wow, out of nowhere. Okay.
The thing I remember is from the clip from Scrubs, when she said "zoom, zoom, zoom." Okay, that was worse of a
I
flash.
love
like a
Scrubs. I don't know
car,
what you're talking
too?
about.
Do I?
Zoom zoom. Isn't that like a car commercial?
Mazda.
That was Mazda back in the
Mazda.
day.
Yeah.
It's actually pronounced Zoom Zoom.
Oh,
All right, we are here with the Disc Golf Answer Man show, talking about everything but disc golf. So,
Exactly.
welcome to a regular episode. No, so we are here with episode 357. We're going to get things settled in, start recording, and record our podcast. We've got a lot to talk about, and plenty of disc golf questions to answer for you. Did you guys see the thing I posted on Dynamic Discs Open Instagram story? It had they had one of those street maintenance signs that usually says like road closed from April 25th to April 27th. They had it on right in front of the DD store, but it said "Welcome Dynamic Discs Open," and then it had the dates for it. I thought that was really cool.
Sick.
Nice.
Yeah, so
You're
Emporia's
being
already
awfully
getting
optimistic about your road work too. From April 25th to 27th is like
ready. I know.
I don't know what they're doing. Probably just putting a Band-Aid on a
It's
pothole or
most
something.
certainly not Texas. They are all Texas. Every sign should say "Welcome to Texas under construction."
yeah, true.
So, all right. Well, let's go ahead and get started with the show. I'm going to hit record, and we will be solid.
Or gaseous.
Zoom zoom.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to this episode of the Disc Golf Answer Man. I am Bobby Cool, Daddy Slick Breeze, and we have the entire crew with us here today on Tuesday, April 13th. Eric McCabe, Danny Lindahl, and Anthony Vanden Heuvel.
So
Did I say it right that time?
Nope.
Yeah, it's all in the pitch, really. It's not about how you pronounce it. It's just how high that voice can get. Yeah.
It was the way I knew I would emphasize the, like you said.
Uh-huh.
I got the.
No,
so
that's
Heuvel.
Yeah.
I don't think that's what he said.
A little
it's not what
bit
he said?
higher next time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
We'll
okay.
We'll go higher.
We're
next
looking
time.
to
Valid.
break some any wine glasses that are around. Just shatter them.
Exactly.
See, Danny
So-
gets it.
Episode 357, which is brought to you by Flint Hills Technical College. Thank you to Flint Hills Technical College for being a sponsor of the 2021 Dynamic Discs Open. At Flint Hills Technical College, student success is the #1 priority. They offer in-demand programs that will give you the skills needed to be career ready when you graduate. Ready to take that next step? Get started by going to fhtc.edu.
did you know that I'm an alum?
Are you really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Is this like an actual thing or like an honorary?
No, dude. I went.
What did you
I
go
went-
for?
Graphic arts.
Nice.
Yep.
That's very
I went there my senior year in high school, and then the year after graduated. Didn't go to graduation and never looked back.
cool. Okay.
Started playing disc golf.
I take my round of applause back.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Kind of the way it went.
Well, yeah. So anyway, thank you to Flint Hills Technical College for sponsoring the Dynamic Discs Open. So they'll have a little spot on the mobile app, and we thank them on the podcast. All right, guys. Did you guys get to play any disc golf this past weekend?
We sure did.
Oh,
baby.
really?
Mhm.
I have.
Emac, where did you play disc golf?
I played a better course than anybody here. That's for sure.
Okay, understandable.
But
Yes,
did you
I-
play the course better than anyone here?
You'll just have to wait and find out when my video drops.
Okay.
So
I got money on us.
I don't, because the score that we put up is probably gonna happen less than the score you guys put up at the course you put it up at. Does that make sense?
I don't really think ratings really
Ah,
factors
putting
into
up.
this.
Yeah, that's not.
I think just
I'm not-
raw
I didn't. Who
numbers.
said rating? Who
let's
said
just do like a
anything about
raw-
rating?
That's kind of
The
what you
rating,
implied, though.
rating never came into it until Danny said ratings. So boom roasted. But no,
All
I
right.
was out on the East Coast doing a course design, and got to hook up with Carly and Marky of Team Dynamic Discs, and we went out and played Maple Hill.
Ooh.
And old Jim over at Disc Golf Bra, you guys familiar with him, I'm sure, on Instagram, always trying to get that EMAC Truth or EMAC Judge Ace. He came out and actually filmed and edited it and everything, put it
Wow.
together and sent it over to me, and I've got it ready to go. It's going to go live tomorrow. We played
Nice.
triples out at Maple Hill. It was a great trip. I played disc golf almost every single day, which was rare, honestly. So got in some good disc golf. Got in actually. Shout out to the guys at Black Hog Brewery as well.
I saw
Hooked
that.
me up with some Truth Serum, which is
Cool.
pretty good stuff. I'm hoping to get a few delivered here in a little bit, and when I do, the people around me will get some. So
I won't tell anybody.
I definitely want to try it. Maybe we need
I'm
to try
so
it on
around you right now, Eric. Just letting you know.
just throwing that out there. So.
Yeah, in case you forgot. Here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. All right, so let's move on to. I'm kidding. Go
How
ahead, Danny
dare
and
you,
Anthony.
Bobby? How
I know
dare
you're dying
you?
to talk about it.
How dare you? So, Eric, real quick question.
Yeah.
How many holes did you par? You probably didn't bogey too many, but how many holes?
We had one bogey. We did have a bogey, but spoiler alert: if you look at our scorecard, every single hole on the back nine was blue. So
really,
that's pretty dang impressive for Mapleville.
Super impressive.
Yeah.
Every single hole on our back nine was also blue.
Oh yeah. Oh, you mean the course that I went out to and got all blue scores on with the mid range?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, the same one. Cool.
Hey, I only threw mids and putters too, but
well, there you go.
So, yeah, and ours was for charity, so
that was mine. So was mine.
Just get to the point, please.
Okay. There was a 4-man scramble for Emporia area.
There was 4 of you. Oh, there was 4. Oh, if we had another person, dude, forget it.
Been way over.
This was an event that was a fundraiser for Habitat for Humanity, and me and Anthony teamed up with Jacob and Kevin, who are the graphic designers, and we called ourselves the Bitmap Birdie Bashers, and we took it down.
We bashed birdies.
We bashed all of them.
Solid.
Literally all of them. 18 holes, every single one was birdied. It was 2 rounds of 9 at Hammond Park.
Yeah. It was.
Oh, wait, Hammond Park?
Yes.
Yeah.
Where did you think it was?
Long that course is?
You want to go shoot 18 at Hammond Park, Bobby? Go ahead. Go ahead.
Hold on. Because we were talking to. So second place was another team of DD employees. It was Jeremy, Chris, Guthrie, and Crispin was their 4th, and they shot a 16. And we were talking with them after the round, and they said that Chris, Jeremy, he who shall not be named, and Eric McCabe played in this event last year.
Yes, we did.
And did not shoot an 18 down.
We did not. We shot 17 down.
Okay.
Just saying.
Okay.
We lost. We lost to an ace last year. So
somebody aced and we still got them. So
yep.
This was probably my favorite round of disc golf ever because I played,
obviously.
Yeah.
Okay. I played 18 holes of disc golf and I threw 1 putt. I made it. And I threw no more putts the rest of the time.
Same.
Temp handled all of our putts. He said, "You guys drive. I'll take care of the putts." And he probably made like 14 of his 18 putts. It was insane.
Just
wait, you guys actually had putts to make at Hammond Park?
Putts.
He made 14 of his 18 tap-ins.
Yeah,
he missed a few of his tap-ins.
Okay, perfect. Okay.
All right, well, good stuff. I did not play any disc golf this past weekend. I got some work done and did some other chores at the house. So, anyway, so another thing exciting to talk about is, if I can really even talk. Disc Golf Valley mobile app.
Yes.
It's a disc golf game that has been growing and growing in popularity. And I know that we have, and Latitude 64 have been working closely with them to add some updates. And we're super excited to say that there is one particular update that is really freaking cool. It's got the Emporia Country Club in the game. You can play Emporia Country Club. Now, it's only in practice mode, my understanding. I have not played
with your friends.
Yet.
Yep.
You can play with your friends
in groups with your friends. Yeah.
Okay, so you can play with your friends in practice mode. But I'm assuming once they put it out there, it's going to be something that's going to have a lot more to do with it. But it is so cool to see in a mobile game format a hole that you're familiar with, to see veteran baskets, to see little dynamic disc flags,
cool.
and
it's fantastic. The creator, what do you call him? The
person developer. Yeah,
the developer. There you go. That's the word I was looking for. He just killed it. Like, it's hole number 1, like, it's spot on. The only change, there's a couple differences obviously, but like hole number 1's actually in the, I think it might be in the short pin, not the long pin. And then I thought there might have been one other change. And obviously we had some changes this year for the Dynamic Discs Open, but for the most part, man, like every tree's in the right spot. Like the OB lines are all in the right spot. And man, it
feels like
impressive.
playing the course.
Yeah.
Right. I noticed even like the cart paths that aren't on the course, that are just like off the fairways, the streets, like the street along hole 1, it's all like, it's actually what it looks like. It's really well done.
Can you throw over to Hammond Park on hole 1?
Just play 9 over there.
Cool. I got it safe every time. But,
yeah, naturally. It's a lot easier in the game somehow. I don't know why. Just
is
something
it
about being able to throw full power on exactly the angle you need. It's just way easier than real life.
Sure, unless you're just packing 2 discs, and then it's not as easy.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
Yeah, so cool stuff with the Disc Golf Valley app. I actually reached out to Simon Lizotte because I know that he plays it quite a bit, and he did a video with it. It was kind of cool what he said. Hold on, he said,
"No, but in German."
Yeah, no. He said, "Yeah, I've played a handful of holes already. Man, it looks so accurately like the real course." And then 2 thumbs up. Nice. So that's pretty cool to get that feedback from Simon. Of course, they sent him the ace that Anthony made and said, "In your face,
first try.
Sure. You probably never want to come back to disc golf anymore." I'm just kidding. No.
Yeah. He's an AM, by the way.
Yeah. No, so Simon Lizotte, yes, we obviously want you to come back to disc golf, and I saw that on his Facebook feed as well. But I thought it was cool, someone that plays it a lot, to give praise to the developer and how it looks is like Emporia Country Club. Let's see. We have a special guest that's going to get on that he should be trying to get on here. Of course, as you guys know, Dynamic Discs Open is fast approaching, only less than 2 weeks away. If you have not listened to it yet, go download Road to DDO. It's a separate podcast series. I have 3 episodes. I have 1 more episode. Oh, yeah, by the way, Eric, I'm going to be reaching out to you so we can talk about the courses for the podcast. But that's going to be the next episode. But so far, we've talked about places to stay, where to eat, what the activities to make sure you get involved with, all in I think the longest one is like 12 minutes long. So just real quick information for you to use. But one of the things that's happening at Dynamic Discs Open is the Die Academy, this is the first year. So basically, it's a series of disc dyeing workshops that are scheduled from Tuesday, April 27th at the Emporia Arts Center. And there's all kind of classes from all different people: hot dips and stencils, pours, dyeing 101, glue beds, hand painting, lotion beds, spins, and advanced techniques are some of the classes that will be offered. And Jeff, I think it's going to be Beatty. I don't know if it's Beatty or Betty, but we'll see. But he should be trying to get in. I'm going to tell him we are ready for you. We are ready for you. So we'll have him come in and talk about it. Do what?
I sent some discs out to people that because I got on my Instagram page where it recommends people. I got somebody that dyes discs, so I followed him, and then I got more people recommended. So I started following a bunch of people, and I sent some discs out to people to dye them, and it is nuts. If I don't have to film this, I might be taking this class because there is some insane things that people can do to dye frisbees, and it definitely makes them fly better.
For sure.
What I've heard.
I think we're gonna have Danny do a video on that.
Nice.
How dyeing makes it fly better. No.
Yeah, forget form changes.
He is sitting in the queue, so we're gonna let him in, and he should be joining. Hey, Jeff, you there?
Oh, there he is.
Oh, no volume. Might want to check your volume. Still no volume.
Still no audio.
Or no, yeah, no audio. Oh, there he went away.
All right.
Oh, maybe he's trying to.
Thanks, Jeff. Appreciate you stepping in.
Yeah, so much good information. I would imagine people cannot wait. Here we go. Still no audio.
Still no audio. No.
And he's gone. And he almost said a bad word. I'm just No worries, Jeff.
I've done a little bit of disc dyeing in the past, but I'm really interested in spin dyes. I've done shaving creams and stencils. I know stencils take forever because you have to weed them all out. But my mom just got a Cricut. I might see if I can convince her to let me use that next time.
If you go to the dynamicdiscsopen.com website, and then you'll find an article called Die Academy, and in there's different there's links to register for different classes. And like I said, hot dips and stencils, they all start at 10 a.m. and they looks to be about an hour and a half increments. And it should be exciting stuff. So unfortunately, not able to get Jeff on board. He's still having a little bit of issues. I think what we'll do is we'll just.
Oh, here we go.
There's something.
I'm here.
There he
Hey,
is.
there he is.
All right.
All right. We're good with just the audio if that's what works
appreciate
out.
that. Still there? Sorry.
Yep.
for my
Still. Yeah.
Well, we're really excited to be participating with Dynamic Disc for the Die Academy. We're going to be hosting it April 27th and 28th, Tuesday and Wednesday during DDO week. We got 8 different sessions scheduled for Tuesday. I've got 12 of the best artists in the country that are coming down to teach people how to die their own discs.
Awesome. What's one thing you can share? What's one thing that you typically share with someone when they ask one question? What's it take to die a disc? What's your number one first tip you give them?
Well, first of all, you got to get some dies that are going to work. We're fortunate enough to be working with our main sponsor, Pro Chemical and Die. They produce a lot of awesome dispersed dyes that work with dyeing plastic. So you really need a dye that's going to work with synthetic materials. Fabric dyes won't work. You don't want to use paints, or you don't want to use like certain inks, because they'll add thickness to the disc and it can actually be not PDGA legal.
Oh, really?
Makes sense.
Oh, we've got a question from the chat. Does plastic type matter with disc dies?
Absolutely. Basically, you want to use more premium. The premium plastic, the better. Base plastic will dye, but it tends to fade really quickly. What happens is the dye sinks into the plastic faster. So and some base plastics just won't take dye very well. So the more premium plastic, the better. Gold line, Fusion for dynamic or latitude, Star plastic, ESP plastic. The clear plastics also dye really well. They take longer to take the dye, so it takes a lot longer sit time. So for like Lucid or Champion plastic, a lot of people let the disc sit in the dye for 24, even 48 hours.
Wow.
Depending on technique.
Nice. What's a misconception? Because I know on Facebook all the time I'll see someone saying that they just started dyeing, they're doing, they're going to try it out. What's a misconception that people typically get when they try to get into dyeing discs?
Oh, that's a great question. I just think that they think that not anyone can do it, that it takes for example, it takes like a lot of our drawing skill or art skill. I do not have an art background. I took it up. I used a lot of computer software to help with generating images, stencils. If we're doing stencils, I use software and a vinyl cutter to cut those. We do have art talent does help a lot, but it's not something that you really need to do. You just need to be willing to send it, really. That's the main thing. Find a technique, learn online, and be willing to give it a try. Because really, there's always you like them all. There's always going to be a flaw, and you notice the flaws in your dyes more than anyone else ever will.
Excellent. Well, I look forward to you coming out and doing that and capturing that on video, because I'm sure a lot of people will be interested in that. And hopefully this will be something that we can grow for future Dynamic Discs Open.
Oh yeah, we're definitely looking forward to coming back in the future. We're also potentially going to be looking at some other large events around the country. So we're potentially targeting Ledgestone and some other events. So I don't think this will be the one and only in terms of Die Academy.
Excellent. Now, I told people they can go to the dynamicdiscsopen.com website to register for the particular classes, but where can someone find more information about Die Academy online?
Sure. Well, there's a couple things. There's actually some information posted on the Dynamic Discs website. There's also the registration links are actually through Disc Golf Scene right now. So if you go on Disc Golf Scene and tournaments and search Die Academy, you'll see all of the classes that we have up for pre-registration. I don't have a dedicated site up right now. I've been focusing on kind of getting the logistics of the event going, but we're working on that, and that'll probably be happening sometime around the time that we get down there. I am working with discdying.com, and we have some information on the Die Academy on that website. They're one of our sponsors. And you can find me on Instagram at Die Academy. We've got some information there. Other than that, we are going to be also offering Tuesday is the pre-registered sessions. We're going to have some space in the art center on Wednesday as well for walk-up traffic, and we're also going to be doing some one-on-one sessions. So if you see some of the artists that we've got down there, and we've got some great artists, and want to do a one-on-one session, come down and check us out on Wednesday, the 28th.
Awesome. Super
Very
excited.
cool.
Well, thank you so much, Jeff, for jumping in real quick and let us know a little bit more about Die Academy. We'll let you get back to your day, but thanks and have a good one.
Again, I apologize for the video issues and the sound issues. I appreciate your guys' patience and look forward to meeting you all.
No worries, man. Take care.
All right. Bye-bye.
Very cool.
I'm glad he said that artistic skill is not required, because
That
I
means
have
you
none
can
of
now
that.
try.
Yeah.
Okay.
Means I have a
That means I have
chance.
hope.
I used to dye discs for DD. You know, when we first got started with, I used to, like, Clay and I would be, you know, we'd have all these Frisbees, like legit Frisbees upside down that we'd put the dye in. And then we would do like vinyl cutouts with prints on it and dye them. And then I remember I had one of those old like oscillating fans, and I ripped the blades off of them. Yeah. So I would tape it to it, and I would go in my basement and I'd take those tea kettle or tea light candles, just the little bitty ones, and melt it, and then pour it on the disc, and then dye it, and then remove the wax, and it would be like a reverse spin dye. Like it was pretty cool. It was pretty legit stuff back in the day.
That's cool.
So
That's cool. Yeah, that's gonna be cool to capture that on video, because I think people will be excited for it for sure. So get signed up, guys. Let's see. Let's go ahead and jump into some questions.
What on this show?
No.
You're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's
anyway,
a different show.
pizza. No, I'm playing.
Yeah.
Pineapple on pizza. No, we're not going down that route. All right, let's get to the questions, guys. As always, go to discgolfanswerman.com, submit your disc golf questions, and we will get them on the air. And I promise you next time I will have them already up so that we just jump right into them. Where did they go? 2020. I did have these up when I first prepped for this. Here we go. First question comes from Jacob. Hey, DeGam, I love DD plastic, and my bag is 95% Trilogy plastic. Well, Jacob, I'm sorry. We only take questions from people that are 98% or greater.
True.
Just lucked out. Anyway, no, one disc I cannot find a replacement for is in your lineup is a slow speed glideless neutral approach disc. I have a harp. However, sometimes I do not want to play for the fade and the skip. I always play for the fade and the skip.
Can't do that in the woods.
My current disc for this is a K3 Castablast Berg, because it flies fairly straight and does not go very far, no matter how hard I throw it.
Cenis.
Yeah.
Hey,
Cenis is still a little stable.
You seen this?
I am seeing this.
No.
I mean, really, any overstable approach disc that's beat in will fly like that.
Yeah.
Harp, slammer, Cenis, anything like that will just stay, or you can just try and throw it lower, but it's easier just to have a low glide disc that'll just not carry past the basket or anything. So a Suspect would do it too. If you have like a straighter version of the Suspect, it's technically a mid-range, but it's flies more like a putter, but even though it feels like a mid, so you can,
having a neutral disc, a neutral putter with low glide, fresh out of the box is just like not really a thing, because putters are so glidey just naturally. I can't even think of a disc from any manufacturer that would do that.
Maybe we could
just something that's super overstable would be the only thing I could think of.
Right, but then it's not neutral.
Even then it would glide. Yeah, then it wouldn't be neutral.
Yeah.
So
we could put some of that wax on that you put on and just leave it.
That would work.
That sounds like a good plan.
Next question comes from Dean. I play during my lunch break at short courses by work, which has a few spots of tall, thick, thorny grass.
What's that like?
Huh?
It's everywhere around Kansas. I was
really fun.
I do my best to avoid it, but on occasion a disc flies in. Normally, I use a grid pattern when trying to find discs in normal rounds, but during lunch, I'm by myself and have a very limited time. Is there a better system to quickly search for a disc in a small but dense area? P.S. Before you say it, I know the best technique is to not throw them in that area.
True.
It's a good point. Yeah. Sounds like prairie grass.
It does. And I know one thing that, just obviously keeping a better eye on where the disc went in, but maybe when you see the disc go in, just immediately walk directly towards where that is, like that second. There's not there's no science behind how to find your disc easier, honestly, and unless you got some gasoline in a match to burn that tall grass. But
your disc might not fly the same afterwards, but you'll get it back.
And a full tank of gas. So
glideless. It'll be glideless.
You go. Just drill some holes in it. It'll go right down. I like to, when I'm standing on the T-pad, pick like a tree in the distance that's directly opposite where the disc landed, so that I have a point of reference and I can just walk along that line and then work from there to go find it.
Or if there's like a bush or some sort of a landmark near it or something. Yeah.
I have a bad habit of, if I know that, like, if the throw feels wrong, or I'm like, oh, that's just not, I turn away out of frustration. And I don't know if maybe that happens unintentionally or unconsciously.
I will not help you find your disc if you do that.
If I do that. All right. Next question comes from Jacob again. Do companies ever make discs that aren't PDGA approved? If not, why they not do that? Good luck reading that correctly the first time, Bobby. I already did, Jacob. 95%. I think it's the same guy. I understand the issue of making current molds unapproved by making them heavier or something, but I think there are tons of players that would love to throw a 300-gram putter or speed 20 disc. Whoa.
Speed 20? Is that even
like holding that?
It's just like a wing off a plane.
A foot wide, yeah.
Also, what would be your dream non-PDGA approved disc? Mine would be a disc with a speaker in it that would make the Wii Sports Golf sound. Nice shot and nice throw.
Nice shot.
Yeah, I would say that, especially right now, there's just no resources to make discs that would only sell to a very, 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 very small group of people, which would be people that would want super heavy and speed 20 discs.
A good number of people buy discs to play in tournaments. And if they're not approved, they can't play in tournaments.
Yeah.
I know
with the intent of playing in tournaments.
Yeah.
And therefore wouldn't want something that you wouldn't throw in a tournament.
Or kind of like the idea that eventually they'll play in a tournament. So it almost feels like cheating.
That's
if you're
the word.
not, you're
That's
gonna get
what
called
intent
out by
means.
your friends.
But
Yeah.
I know Gateway used to make heavy wizards. Heavy
training wizards, they called them.
Yeah. They were super weird. They felt like weird. I tried putting with them a couple times, and it was almost like when I got to a regular putter again, I would just float it too much. So it's not the same concept as putting the donut on your bat, like the baseball players do. It's not
maybe for like driving it would
concept.
feel the same.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah. I know they do that for golf too.
Yeah. I tried one of those one time. I tried to throw it and it hurt my elbow immediately.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
And so I was like, well, I'm not going to do that again because whatever I just did hurts. So
you can putt with it at like DDO or, the Dynamic Disc Open or anything like that with the massive headwind or something like that.
Probably not going to roll as far.
So speaking of a disc with a speaker in it, if you go look at our past from a few years ago, our Willett Heiser, we actually had a disc that had a speaker. It was a Bluetooth speaker. Mm-hmm. We played some music. Remember?
I don't remember that one.
Remember that?
I do.
You don't remember that, Eric?
I don't remember the speaker.
It was like a catch disc, more like.
Yeah,
and we threw record albums. And,
I remember the record albums.
That was one of the first videos I ever filmed.
That was good.
Yeah. Also, you can actually, the PDGA updated the rules a number of years ago. You could put electronic devices in discs, but like it has to be approved, right? Like a GPS tracker, hypothetically, or something like that. Nobody's done it yet, but it could happen.
Yeah.
All right. Next one comes from Sean, and this is a Mando question. Hey, disc golf answer guys or gals, depending on who's on the show today. Really appreciate the tips and entertainment you regularly provide. Here's my question. At one of my local courses, hole 18 has a Mando left. The tree that the Mando arrow is nailed to starts out vertical, but bows to the right until it is nearly horizontal.
Wow.
It is possible to be right of the Mando arrow, but still left or above the tree. In that case, is there an imaginary vertical line through the middle of the arrow that constitutes making / missing the Mando, or does the tree become the Mando object? The tree is a very simple tree. Well, that's rude. A single trunk, with no forks. I usually like simple trees. But this one is a bit complicated. Well, maybe it's had a rough life.
Maybe it's not simple then.
All bent.
Thanks for your help.
So it's just one tree that kind of goes up and over, kind of like, it's not a branch. It's just the tree that's kind of like bent is kind of what I'm envisioning.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Then, and if that's the case, then the tree itself is the Mando, correct?
Right.
So you can't go over it. You have to go technically under that branch or tree.
Well, it depends which side is the Mando.
It says
like
I think he said it's pointing.
I thought he said it was up and over. So I'm imagining like if this is the shape of the tree, it follows it.
Yes, I'm imagining the Mando is that way.
Yeah, it starts out
so
vertical.
You have to go under this side.
Yes, that's what I was thinking.
Okay. It says a mandatory route restricts the path a disc may take to the target is defined by one or more mandatory objects. It doesn't say whether or not the object is like vertical or not. So it's not like a pole, but technically I think you could be as high as the branch that goes across. You could be above it too, as long as you're clearly to the left of every part of it, as long as you're clearly passing on the correct side, because it doesn't also have a height restricted Mando. Does that sound right? Like, so if the tree was here, I'm going to do it. Yeah, for y'all. Okay. So if this is here, the disc can fly way over here to get to the basket because it's still left of it.
Sure.
But it can't go here because this is on the wrong side of the Mando object.
I guess it depends what part of the tree is the Mando. Like, is it this? Is it a horizontal Mando? And you have
because the arrow's sideways. So it has to pass to the left of the tree. But is that any part of the tree or is that the whole tree?
It sounds like a bad tree to have a Mando on.
It does. Send us a picture of this Mando tree.
Yeah, I wonder if they can post it in the Facebook group.
Yeah, please do that.
That might clear it up.
Yeah, that would definitely help clear it up.
All right, Sean, do that. Post it in there and say, this is the tree I was talking about in episode 357.
The simple tree.
The simple tree. Yeah, don't complicate things. All right, next one is from Travis, course design. When designing a course, how do you go about getting the picture of the whole layout for the T-box sign? Do you use a camera and take a picture from the T-box or use a drone to get the layout? I've seen both ways on the signs, but would like to know which way is preferred and why you prefer it. What do you say, Eric?
So is this for the T sign, like individual T signs, or the overall map, like the kiosk?
He says the T-box sign.
So the T-box sign, that's okay. So the T sign. So how we do it here is basically off satellite imaging is how we use it, and I send it over to Kevin, our graphic designer, and he will go in and overlay it on top of it with kind of like a cartoonish image, I guess you would say. It's not really cartoon image, but it's just more of a and then put trees where they need to go. And the overhead map works so much better than just taking a picture of the hole. I know we used to just take pictures of the hole and put those on there, but it gets faded pretty badly. You lose trees, and it's just a whole different perspective looking at it from above an aerial view than it is looking at it just like you normally would. So my preference is definitely from the aerial view, going in and having Kevin go in and design all of our T signs that way.
I saw one recently. I saw one recently where someone did kind of like Kevin does, but rather than like a straight overhead, it was kind of like a quarter angle, and they made everything 3D.
Oh, that's cool.
Or at least it looked like it was 3D. Like all the trees were transparent, so you could it looked like a 3D image. I forget where I saw it, but it was very cool and looked like it took a ton of work.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I saw one. It was less comic like you mentioned, but more Disney themed. It had like
princesses
and stuff. Yeah. So it's really cool.
Did you go to Disney World, by the way?
Maybe.
The trees come to life halfway through the hole.
Yes.
Feels
next one is from Chris, and then there's some subliminal messages in there. Next one comes from Chris. This is on EMAC Trespass. Hey guys, absolutely love the show and trilogy discs. The Lucid X EMAC Trespass is, in my opinion, the best high-speed driver, and I bag one. I can't find them anywhere. The only reason I have one in my bag, and I need at least 5 more extras. My buddy who just moved to Emporia checked the store and was told they were all out of production.
Well,
are there any plans on bringing them back to production in the near future or the distant future?
We think they suck.
I got to have more. Thanks. Keep it real. Do you know if they're going to make any more?
I 100% agree with him. It's such a great disc. I actually bagged 3 of the X discs, and it actually kicked the Raider out of my bag, because for me, it's just in wind or any other kind of conditions, it just seems to be a little bit more predictable for whatever reason. But yes, we will be making some more of them, and they're not out of production. They were never really in production because up until now, they've pretty much only been available through Tour Series or Team Series discs. And I am planning on running a special order kind of like I do for the Dynamic Discs Open, but it won't be for that one. I'm doing something different for that event. But come summertime around the Junior Worlds that are here in Emporia, I do plan to have a bunch of those Lucid X Trespasses back. So they'll be available at some point this year. Yes.
Awesome.
Michael Myers has a question about tourney.
No.
Does he have to?
Tourney entry divisions. Hey, I'm one of those who picked up disc golf when the lockdown hit. That comes after the lockdown, the hot down.
Because there wasn't people out around for him to murder.
I know. I live in Novada, California. So between my home course at Stafford Lake, which is fantastic, and so many other courses nearby, I've been able to play an average of 3 rounds per week for the last year.
Wow.
As a result, I've had a ton of improvement. So now I'm thinking about trying a tournament. Here's my question. I'm 51 years old. Does this mean the division I should register for is MA50? Or do you think just going straight rec MA3 is a better call? Are the prize pools different? Thanks for all you do. It's been super helpful for me. Anthony, what can you tell him?
I was actually going to ask you, because you've played in both of these divisions, haven't you? Did you notice much difference playing? Like when you, in my head, if you signed up for rec or intermediate, I would assume that you'll be playing with a lot more younger kids. Or
are you asking me?
Players? Yeah, because
I'm 49 years old.
But you've played in amateur masters versus rec.
You've played MA40 before, right?
Mm-hmm. That means you
played. I know. Yes.
If you're 49, Bobby, you can play MA50.
That's right. I can play MA50.
Wait, do you turn?
Sincerest apologies.
Do you turn 50 this year though?
No, I don't. I turned in January.
Definitely can't.
Not till next year.
And when I turn 50 next year, I will be in Florida at the time. So
you shouldn't. You absolutely shouldn't have turned 50 in February or January. I mean, I just wasted a whole year of being able to play with the older guys.
Come on, man.
Okay, so that is an excellent point, though, Anthony. I've played in different divisions, and I would say that. What was your question? Yes,
is that old age coming to right here?
It's hitting already, boys. Hitting
so,
already.
Bobby, this is Disc Golf Answer Man. We do it every Tuesday. We answer questions.
Sorry,
somebody wake up, Grandpa.
So, yes, you do tend to play with younger people if you play in the rec division. And so, but I'm so easy to get along with. No matter what card I'm playing on, I play just get along with them. So I don't know that there's a huge difference. I would say though that probably if you're playing in the MA40, you're probably going to get people that have been playing for quite a bit longer than in the rec division. So you're going to get much more, I don't want to say professional, but in a sense, yeah, because a lot of rec players aren't super concerned with the rules. They might not even know the rules.
Sure.
And you're going to see some people kind of violate some of the more, or be more relaxed when it comes to certain rules and things like that than if you were playing the MA40s.
Yeah, well, he was asking MA50 versus rec, but I would almost say competition wise, like you guys said, the rec I think is going to be a little less competitive than the MA50s. And as far as the payout goes, what prize purse is going to be bigger? I think what I would do if I was in your shoes is just kind of determine which field size is going to be bigger and just go with that one. I think that would be a little bit more
probably rec in that case.
Yeah, I bet you're right.
Yeah, I wouldn't be super concerned with prize pool for your first event.
No.
I think if you want to play with people that are going to be a little bit closer to your age, a little bit on average, I would guess higher in skill level, then go with MA50. But if you're just looking to just play with a bunch of people,
just have fun.
Yeah.
Before we move on to the next question, we have a super chat from Matthew Creech, $4.99. Thank you, Matthew. He says he played in his first bag tag event and he loved it out of Nashville, Tennessee, and can't wait for the MCO in September and ways to improve when playing in the wind. I guess
lay up.
Overstable, keep it low.
Lay up.
And then earlier I missed one. We had a super chat from Jordan Foss, $1.99 says for Jeff's audio fund, which apparently worked. So
that was quick.
I think what he was doing on his phone, so it was something to do with the
I bet it was connecting to his
audio
car
or something. Yeah.
Mm.
Okay, so let's see. We have one speak pipe question. Let me bring it up real quick and we'll get to that. Let me engage the advanced sharing option.
Oh boy, he's getting advanced.
Dang.
Advanced.
That sounds
It's over my
sweet.
head, man.
Advanced for this
Engage.
49 person. Anyway, here we go.
Slingshot.
Hey, Disc Golf Answer Man. This is Jake from Columbia, South Carolina, and I had a question about a ruling. So this weekend we're playing in some rain, and I go to do my pre-shot routine on a hole, which is typically for me kind of like doing a little towel drill type movement with the disc I'm about to throw. I'll hold it like a sideways power grip. And obviously it was not a good idea because it slipped out of my hand and went through some trees and plopped in a creek about 20 feet to our right. So I interpreted the rules as I had propelled the disc more than 6 feet, and so it counted. So I went ahead and re-teed and was throwing 3. And we figured, after the round, we'll ask the TD about it and see, get some clarification on that ruling. After the round, I did not think about it at all. I did try going and looking up in the rules, and I didn't find anything conclusive that would support that throw not counting. The only thing that I had seen was that, because I had propelled the disc more than 6 feet, it counted as a stroke. For future reference, specifically in this context, could y'all help shed some light on, if that ruling was correct? Thanks very much.
All right. So I'd actually sent this to Anthony and Danny to do a little research, and I believe Anthony found some information on it. What do you got for me, Anthony?
It's called the Grady shoe effect.
So, yeah, you just play from there, save par, and move on to the next one.
Exactly.
So it's technically Rule 809.03. It would technically be considered a practice throw. It said a practice throw is any throw that is not made as a competitive attempt to change the lie, except for a throw that is made either to set aside an unused disc or to return a disc to a player that travels less than 5 meters in the air. A drop is not a practice throw. And then section B says a player receives 1 penalty throw for making a practice throw. The throw itself is disregarded. So technically he would be re-teeing, but he would be throwing 2.
Yeah, that's the way I read it. I've actually done this. I did this at the Monkey Island. Maybe it was a tournament I was playing with a bunch of masters, and they were really nice. We didn't know we were supposed to have a penalty stroke for that, so they just kind of all looked up here, and I just went and grabbed my disc and threw again. So I know that that's wrong.
I think.
Oh, it really?
Yes, because on here it says the players' practice throws are disregarded, and that's crossed out.
Okay.
So I don't know if it's just like a one-time
We're going to say it is and hope they don't come for the money that I didn't win at that tournament.
Yeah, retroactively add a stroke.
Yeah, my rating's going to drop by 1. Oh, it was actually 4 though, because it would have been 2 strokes worse, and then plus the 2 strokes for playing the course incorrectly.
What year did you say this was?
19 something.
Yeah, who was the TD, by the way? Just going to send an email real quick. What was that caller's name, by the way, Bobby?
Jake. Jake from Columbus in South Carolina.
Can everyone copy Jake from Columbus, South Carolina's audio quality? Because
that
was incredible.
That was incredible.
If he doesn't do voiceover work, he should.
Sales things.
Yeah,
that's up there with the British lady trying to sell us the different way of doing speak.
Right.
Excellent. Well, guys, keep sending in those speak pipes. Love getting those from you guys for sure. All right, let's get back to the Google form for the questions. This one's from Zach DeGraff. Hey, DeGam, my friend was playing a monthly and a player was in a bush and took casual relief in line of the basket behind the bush in an open area. From what I thought, this can only happen when a player goes OB because they can't get stroked twice on the same hole. What is the verdict? Ha ha. Pun
Slightly
intended.
overstable mid.
Slightly
Gotcha.
For me, it's really overstable. So what's the answer? What you got, Danny?
Rule 803.02 covers relief from obstacles. Part A says a player may obtain relief from the following obstacles that are on or behind the lie: motor vehicles, harmful insects or animals, people, or any item or area as designated by the tournament director. To obtain relief, the player may mark a new lie that is on the line of play farther away from the target at the nearest point that provides relief. If a large solid obstacle prevents the player from taking a legal stance, the player may mark a new lie immediately behind that obstacle on the line of play. So I'm assuming that's like a rock or like a tree,
Like a big tree
or something like that. But it sounds like a bush.
It's a bush.
Which is admittedly not solid. So a player who takes relief other than as allowed above receives 1 penalty throw. So Your tee shot goes in the bush. You take relief back, and then you're throwing 3.
Yep.
So basically, you can take a
Maybe
penalty
that's
stroke to
penalty.
get out of there, but you're still behind it. So most people are just gonna
Just-
YOLO into there.
Stick it in. Yeah.
Mhm.
It did say unless it was otherwise noted by the TD or something. I forget the exact wording, right? So
Yeah.
if for whatever it's an extremely thorny bush and the TD says like, hey, if you go in this bush on this hole,
Yeah. Or
you can take relief or something.
I've played a tournament where there was an area that had a lot of poison ivy or poison oak,
Mhm.
and they've said that this area is free drop, basically.
Sure. Yeah.
Would you ever want to FOMO it in there and not YOLO?
FOMO?
I have one chance to go in these bushes, and that's it for my entire life.
Oh,
Am
well,
I-
Danny said most people YOLO in it, and I thought, well, what if you FOMO in it?
I guess yeah, it's kind of outdated at this point, isn't it?
Oh.
It's an older reference, sir,
Hey,
but it checks
he's
out.
49. Okay, give him a break.
All right, next one comes from Adam Putter at Substitute. Hey, y'all.
So
I'm a huge fan of what you do and have learned a lot from you guys. My entire bag is trilogy. See, this guy gets it.
what was that?
95%.
What couldn't you read there?
He says, I'm a huge have fan.
Okay. I was
So
just
I was trying to
curious
figure
because
out,
you looked
did it-
really confused about it. And I was like,
Well, I had there. I
maybe
hate,
he is a half fan.
No, have as in HAVE, not
Yeah.
have. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, there,
That's the word. He
have
really
not and
likes
have
it.
fans, apparently. No, sometimes when I read these guys, you're using speak to text or whatever because I have to decipher these. And that one just really threw me off because I was trying to figure out, did he mean to say something else?
Why do they not just send in SpeakPipe if they're using speak to text?
Yeah.
Think about it.
Really good
My
question.
entire bag is trilogy, more DD than any other, except
Oh no.
Except
I do have sounds like women I've dated.
Half.
Except I do. I like you, except no. Except I do have a Gateway Devil Hawk that I love. I use primarily a Glow Deputy and a basic Pure. Is there any disc that is as flat and possibly has a thumb track like the Devil Hawk in Trilogy? Thanks for any help. Keep it real.
Is
Danny,
the
I
Devil
think
Hawk
I
a
saw
putter?
you go to the disc comparison tool on dynamicdisc.com. Did it have a
No.
comparison for it?
no, it didn't. But that's not where I went. I just googled
Terrible
Devil Hawk.
Oh, that was a terrible commercial.
Pretty cool bird.
My guess, if he wants a flat, this seems like a slightly overstable disc. I would say either the Suspect doesn't have the thumb track,
Mhm.
or the Cenus has those thumb pads. Would be pretty close.
What about Slammer?
Yeah, it's kind of
Yeah.
like a slammer.
Slammer
The
has
sla-
the thumb track, right?
I think the Slammer would be more overstable. I was
Sure.
going to say, depending on the depth, the Caltrop from
Caltrop.
or from Latitude
Mhm.
has that thumb track and is slightly overstable, but it's pretty deep. So depending on the,
Yeah, it's not going
the
to be
rim depth of the Devil Hawk,
gonna be-
I'm not sure.
tough to get a flat profile with a thumb track also, I think.
Yeah.
So if you go to dynamicdiscs.com and look for the compare discs button at the top on desktop or in the menu of mobile, I plugged in Devil Hawk and it came up Slammer as the best result. Something for something more overstable, it suggested the Harp, and for something a little understable, the Cenus.
Cenus.
Yeah, I think
There
Cenus
you
is going to be closest in flight, and I bet the Slammer will be closest in feel.
Yeah, sounds accurate.
Perfect.
So throw a harp.
There you go.
All right,
Split the
KG
difference.
has a question about Emacs secondary job selection.
Okay.
Sup, guys? Big fan of the show. This is a question for Eric. If you would have to choose any other job besides disc golf,
Oh,
Can't be fishing related
why not?
because I
Oh,
made the rules.
you know, it says, actually, it says, what would you choose? And by the way, you cannot choose fishing because everybody knows that already.
Hey,
Wow.
So what would you want to do as a job if you did not
Probably
do disc
sell
golf?
insurance. No, not really. Not really. Not really at all. I
You
don't
did
know.
go to graphics art school, so maybe
Yeah, probably something graphic artist
Graphic-y.
related, but no, probably not. Goodness, this is tough because I've been doing this for so long now that it's like, yeah,
you take pretty good pictures.
yeah, I like photography. Maybe do some photog stuff. Probably something
you
with
do something creative.
wildlife, like birds or something
Outside.
creative. This
I
definitely
see
something
that,
something
yeah.
creative is probably somewhere along those lines. fishing or disc golf. One of those two.
One of those two. Next one is from Spencer on mid-range drivers. I'm looking to increase my distance. I've heard a good way to do this is to only throw mid-ranges for a bit. Is this good advice?
Sure.
I think feels like a byproduct, but I think more throwing mids is
as long as they're EMAC truths
is working on your form and how better throwing the disc. Correct? What would you say, Danny?
Yeah, throwing mids, make sure you get a clean release because you can't wobble them at all. Because if you wobble a driver, it's kind of got that wide rim to help fight out of it, but a mid-range is going to show you the flaws. And so it gets you comfortable throwing harder and still keeping a nice clean release. And they're really the angle you got to be precise on and everything. So they require a good throw. The one thing they do kind of forgive is a nose up release more than a driver. So I don't think throwing all mid-ranges is necessarily a good idea. I would throw a driver every once in a while, but definitely throwing more mid-ranges can help. I usually try to throw the slowest disc that I can reach a hole with. Not always, because depending on wind or depending on the line, but in general, that's like where I start from. And then I kind of move from there just so that when I was improving anyway, just to get used to throwing a nice clean shot with a narrower rimmed disc.
For some, I don't know. I had the stupid visual that when you said they're more forgiving, that you threw a mid-range and it was nose up and it turns around and says, "I forgive you," as it's flying away from you.
But where a driver turns around and says, "How dare you?
How dare you?" All right, this next one is from Caleb, and he's writing in from Madrid. Hey, everyone. Love the show. Long time, first time. I've been playing a few years now, and I recently found out that there are discs with different diameters. Who knew? Why do they do that? What's the difference? Why is no one talking about this? Well, the big difference is going to be the measurement of the diameter when they come in different diameters.
That's going to be the most noticeable one for sure.
Yes, that'll be the most noticeable.
Also, they tend to be a little wider.
You don't
the
say.
Bigger diameter ones anyway, yeah.
Right.
I was like, wait, what? Is he serious?
All right.
All right, what's our next question?
I mean, it's just like with why does one have a wider rim than the others? Because the differences makes the flight a little bit different. The differences someone will like something with a bigger diameter, the way it feels in their hand. I know that a wider rim means a more higher speed disc, but does the diameter have anything to do with the way it's going to throw?
Makes it spin slower. It makes it glide more.
Speed. So, there you go.
Yeah, usually you notice mid-ranges will have a wider diameter. You can usually tell because of the maximum weight. That's why mid-ranges usually go up to 180 grams because they have a wider diameter, whereas drivers and putters are usually only like 174, 176. That's because they have a narrower diameter. And the weight limit is based on density.
Hey, what happened there? I forgot to close the website. And,
all right.
Somebody was going to help me.
I don't know how the throw is different necessarily. I feel like they make putters smaller diameter so you can have better leverage on them while putting, and drivers smaller diameter so you can spin them more as you're releasing. But mid ranges are just more for control and like glidey, so that's why they make those a little bit wider.
Gotcha. Excellent. All right, one last question from Paul King before we head on to. Oh wait, did you internally go through what we talked about before we started recording, Danny?
Oh, no.
Okay, we'll go ahead and go with it. But before we ask the last question, what do you got for us as a squad update, Anthony?
Yeah, so this week's squad member that I wanted to shout out, excuse me, is Eli Dorsey. Eli has a pretty cool story. He took it was a Lucid Enforcer, and he threw a tomahawk over a wall of trees and put a 1 on his scorecard.
Nice.
Wow.
Not often you're going to hear about an overhand ace. So that was a really cool story.
That's really cool.
Eli. Yeah. If you're not part of the squad, head to squad.dynamicdiscs.com. It's kind of a way to get a little bit more out of your dynamic discs experience. This week, Bobby, this would be something that you would be excited for. They're going to get
cheesecake.
There's cheesecake. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Every Wednesday we call it Cheesecake Wednesdays. And then on Thursday,
flows right off the tongue.
Yeah. Thursday, they actually are going to get, if you're in the commander tier or higher, early access to, not only is it a restock of the Lucid Renegade, it's a limited edition stamp on said Lucid Renegades.
Stamp too.
It's
they Lucid or they Lucid X?
Lucid,
I thought it was just Lucid.
Just Lucid?
Yeah.
Okay.
I saw them at the store today. They are.
Yeah.
They're nice.
Yeah. The Lucid X ones last year were pretty sick looking too. So I can imagine these are just as cool. So awesome.
The other day, well, about a week or so ago, the guy, he's gonna hate me because I forgot his name, but the gentleman that designed Heiser disc racks, which we sell in our store, sent me one that we will eventually put in the background of the studio once we get the studio. But I wanted it to put it together to see what it looked like, and I actually forced me to go through all my discs in my box, and I found 2 Renegades.
Nice.
Probably pre-Sweden Renegades too.
No, they're
probably prototypes.
I did find a bunch of collection ones though, were like first runs, prototypes. And I was like, oh wow, this is probably worth some money. All right, let's get to our last question from Paul King. I have a question from the skill level of beginners and intermediate players. When would you disc up on a hole, and when would you disc down?
What
do you got, Eric?
Question. For me, I know disking up happens an awful lot when it's windier. If it tends to be a little bit windier, I'll throw something a little bit more overstable, which I guess is kind of the same as disking up. And disking down, wet conditions, gross, nasty conditions, definitely disking down on days like that, and just trying to get it in the fairway. And there's a lot of scenarios where disking up or disking down could be beneficial. Protecting a lead is definitely one that like on the Masters this last weekend. I don't know if you guys watched that, but he definitely put his final shot there in the fairway and just dumped it right into that bunker. And then, it's a whole nother level right there, obviously, but there's a lot of different scenarios where you can disc up or down. But my suggestion is practicing these shots as well, because when you get into a tournament scenario and you need to disc down, it's not as easy as you think, just disking down and throwing a shot that you're not used to throwing. So getting on the practice rounds and throwing a lot of disking up and disking down type shots is definitely going to be beneficial for tournament play.
Yeah. I think generally when you're throwing downhill, you're going to disc down because you don't need as much speed to get to the basket, but you're going to want to stable up. So throw a more overstable version of the disc, because if it's going downhill, it's also falling. So it stays faster longer. So if your disc has a little bit of turn and you throw it downhill, all of a sudden it's turning for so much longer and it's easy to lose it to the right.
Yeah.
And then uphill, because you want to throw it farther, generally it's harder to reach the distance. You can disc up, but you want to throw a less stable disc because it's going to fade out sooner because it's going up the hill.
I'll throw my roller disc on severe uphill shots.
Like, what is it, hole 3 out at Clovercliff? It's like 374, but it plays like 500.
Yep.
Yeah. That's such a fun hole.
Yeah. That's just such a fun course.
Really.
True.
Excellent. Guys, thank you so much for sending in your disc golf questions. We appreciate you tuning in, watching, listening, and sending in questions. Make sure you send us speak pipe questions. What happened?
We skip ace. Closes in 2 days.
Ooh.
I forgot about that.
Hello. What's playing? Jonesboro.
Jonesboro.
We're gonna get so we'll get a live decision making.
I have picks in. I might need to reevaluate them.
Let me ask you, did you pick Double G?
I did.
Okay.
I picked
him.
He
has gone like second, third.
I was going to say, I picked him before the Pro Tour put that graphic out today of him just getting like second. Yeah, he was one of my picks.
All right, so talk about your picks, Anthony.
Okay. We'll start with MPO since we've already established Double G. And then I have Nico as my second pick. He's been playing really well. Third is Austin Hannum at 1019. And then fourth is Brian Earhart at 1018.
Cool.
And then on the FBO side, I have again a 1 point rating difference between these two. I have Missy Gannon and then Valerie Manduhano, I believe is how you pronounce it. They've all been playing well lately, so I would hope, and I'm expecting them to do pretty well this time. I did less research this time because I've been putting in a lot of research and it has not paid off. So I figured, you know what? I'm going to go through the list and I'm going to look at names that jump out at me and I'm going to pick them. So we're going into this one a little bit blind, but just as confident.
Watch you win the whole thing.
Yeah, I'll probably get first overall.
Is Miles Seaborg playing this event? That's cool.
Yep.
He's one of our team players from down in Texas, and he just throws really hard and really hyzer.
Yeah.
Louisiana.
Also really well.
Oh yeah, he's Louisiana now.
Yep.
He's probably like one tee shot away from Texas.
Yeah, he is.
Technically,
on
it's
the
a
border.
Louisiana address, but he is on the border.
Excellent. Good stuff. So guys, go to skipace.com, join our league, DGAM. Use the code DGAM to get in if you're not already in, and make your selections. If you beat Anthony's selection, which is highly likely.
Not this week.
Roasted.
Not this week?
Got him.
He's in. He's going YOLO.
I didn't do any research, so I'm not getting in my own way this time. So
if you do beat him, then you have a chance to win some goodies. Okay, so let's end this with something really dumb.
All right.
We've got Danny's dumb ideas.
This is really bad, and it's not completely fleshed out, but we'll just roll with it. Okay, so at the Dynamic Disc Open, at GBO in the past, and at the Dynamic Disc Open on the first tee, there's a guy with a microphone and speakers set up, and he says, representing the state that you're from and the company that you're sponsored by, your name, or he just reads that out loud. So for Eric McCabe is from Emporia, Kansas, sponsored by Dynamic Discs. Eric, to your 2010 world champion, Eric McCabe, and it's all like really hyped. There's this music playing, everybody's clapping, and like as you're throwing that shot, like you throw a better shot, right? Because you're all hyped up, you're excited to be there.
Not because of that, though.
Oh yeah?
No.
You just throw a good shot because you're good.
No.
Oh,
because of the hype music that I pick.
That's it. Okay.
That's 100% what it is.
That's actually a different idea, but that's a good one compared to what I have. So my idea is you have somebody to walk with you to be your caddy, somebody else to walk with you to be your disc golf hype man. And he's got a microphone and he walks around like, y'all ain't ready for this. The upshot on hole 2. From downtown, funky town,
86 feet.
Yeah.
You know who I would want? Well, in honor of DMX, I'd want him. So
He just barks whenever anyone else is about to throw.
Or
no,
like
he hypes me up, man.
The Key and Peele sketch with the over aggressive hype man who just talks too much. Everything. This guy, he's got to have like, you can't obviously bring a speaker with you, but they make microphones that are basically megaphones where they just have a speaker attached to them.
Yeah, one of the like karaoke mics.
Yeah, kind of like that. That would be the situation. You'd be able to drop it. You'd be able to, you'd be so hyped for every shot. I bet you rating increases by 20 points at least. Question is, who do you get to do this? Because I have no skills of being a hype man. I watched some YouTube videos. It's over my head. I don't understand.
What? She could sing it. You're gonna do great.
She's Canadian and can't get across the border right now.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Coldplay.
Coldplay.
The whole band.
The whole band.
There. I'm definitely going with Michael Buffer still.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the
ultimate hype man.
Like, I want to get I want to get the guy from Rocket League who plays when you're at like the thing, the one map, and he's always like goal or whatever, what a save or something like that. It's like a cheesy announcer voice. I want that guy to be.
I thought you were going to say the guy that said this is Rocket League and it's just going to be this is Danny. Every time.
This is his getaway. This is his putt. What about the guy that does Let's Get Ready to Rumble?
Ooh, that would be good too, especially with the music in the background.
Bobby's gonna throw a driver.
Bobby, FYI, Michael Buffer.
Okay. I wondered if what as soon as I said that, I wonder if that's
FYI squared, Bobby. He has that copywritten, so you owe him money now.
There you go.
So,
I only said it. I didn't say it in his voice.
True.
Oh, that's a good point, Tyler.
I think you guys are missing a good answer here.
Tyler disc golf comedy in his Australian accent. That would be funny.
Ooh, that'd be good.
Now I'm a little more laid back and a little more chill. So I want Morgan Freeman out there.
Dang it, Eric! That's exactly what I was going to say. You said you're a little more laid back, and I was like, I got the perfect segue. I got this. This is classic. And then you just take it from me. Dang it!
Sorry.
Oh, his voice would have to just come from the
James
sky.
Earl Jones is another thing.
Oh, that'd be a good one.
Yeah, it couldn't be like with you. He would have to be like, the Halo announcer, triple kill.
Oh, that'd be
birdie putt,
triple bogey. Wait,
I watch a lot of
out loud.
I watch a lot of Arrested Development, so I think I might go Ron Howard.
Okay,
that'd be good.
Okay. Ron. Ron Howard's good.
So I can't take Morgan Freeman anymore.
Yeah.
We can-
This would be really
we can
distracting
share.
for
We can
anybody
play on the
else.
same cards.
McConaughey.
We end up on a lot of cards together in
True.
tournaments. So
True.
Mhm.
Facts.
Anybody else putting nearby would just be having a terrible time.
oh yeah.
They go to line up their putt, and then all of a sudden, fireworks and explosions. We get the guy from the monster truck commercials. Sunday.
Yeah, I was
Sunday.
gonna say, can we for DDO this year, instead of a tee off song, can we have like WWE style entrances? Where everybody gets to come like busting through a wall,
Mhm.
or like there's
Smoke.
fireworks and
Yeah.
flames and
Somebody gets hit with a chair.
shooting machine
Oh,
guns.
yes.
Ooh.
John
Yeah.
Cena. Okay.
Interesting.
All right, Doug. I know we've got a couple weeks, so let's get this in the works.
Let's go. Doug gets hit with a chair.
Yeah, should be plenty of time.
You see Doug just getting hit with a chair.
He wouldn't see it coming.
That's true.
So all right. That's enough of the dumb idea. Thank you so much to whoever submitted that dumb idea. That was
Oh, I just came up with it.
That was
you did?
Disney.
Oh, well, that was a fun
That's
one.
why it's dumb.
It's true.
I'm glad that the idea was dumb, not the fact that we ended it with hitting Doug with steel chairs.
All right, guys. Thank you again for tuning in. Appreciate you hanging in there. And next week is the week before DDO. And then we'll do one more episode. I said we weren't going to do episodes, but we are now. So, but they may not be a very good one. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
What?
Tune in to find out if it's
Yeah.
crappy.
Yeah.
Let's see.
We'll do it live.
All right, guys. We'll see you. Stop recording and stop the live. See you guys.
Somebody in the chat said C3PO for their announcer.
Ooh.
Who's